Hey everyone, Jim Herkimer here, and welcome to Sports Conditioning and Rehabilitation. I get asked all the time about recovery and what we can do to maximize our rate of recovery, not just from injury, but from illness and lifestyle choices that are probably less than ideal. And it comes down to remembering our fundamentals. And those fundamentals include eating right, sleeping well, and moving on a regular basis. So that eat, move, sleep. And we can get deeper into that at Brian Johnson at optimize.me. So check that website out for more information. So let's get started. Let me ask you this question. Does what you eat influence how you feel? Well, if you have to think about that question for very long, we've got a lot to talk about. Because clearly what we eat has a direct impact on how we feel. But what's that mean for you? Well, let's try to make this simple. We know that certain foods increase systemic inflammation. And what do I mean by systemic inflammation? Well, generally, systemic inflammation is the inflammation that's throughout our body. So if you have chronic low back pain, certain foods may be increasing your inflammatory response, or chronic shoulder pain may be influenced by certain foods that we might be eating. And we want to limit the amount of inflammatory mediators that are impacting our ability to recover. So what are those foods? Well, guys, you're going to hate to hear this, but sugar is probably the number one culprit. But we can look at things that are high in starch, French fries, pastas, all have an impact on our ability to fight the inflammatory process. When you look at foods, you really want to look at what is their glycemic index score. So things like white bread will have a very high score, while lentils will have a very low score. We want foods that are low in their glycemic index score. So as you're out shopping, start to think about what food is going to be high on the scale, what food is going to be low on the scale. But specifically, what are some foods that are ideal for reducing arthritis and inflammatory pain? And I encourage patients to consume turmeric all the time. It's a great natural anti-inflammatory food that you can grind up, you can put on food, you can eat it in its raw form out of the root, you can steep it in tea. It's a great way. Ginger, another great way for decreasing inflammation. Omega-3 foods, cherries, pineapples, raw apple cider vinegar. These are all things that will decrease your inflammatory response. So that's the end of part one, the eat part of Eat, Move, and Sleep. Thanks for listening, and until next time, get healthy, stay healthy, and play healthy.